All right, we're back. Sorry about the delay. We wanted to do a video before we left for St. Louis, but we couldn't. We were just so busy with the hectic schedule and everything, packing and work and all that. But we're back. We want to talk about the TNA experience. It was an amazing experience, the best wrestling experience I've ever had in my life.
And we've been through a lot. We've seen
a lot of WWE shows, you know, and this blows them all away.
Absolutely. Saturday we went down to the Hilton, and huge line going in, and we were like, man, this place is going to be full. And there ended up being, I guess, what, 1,400 people there.
1,400 people were there.
And wow, it was an amazing experience. It looked a little chaotic at first, but the wrestlers were unbelievably fan-friendly. The nicest people you'll ever meet in your life. They act like they were a part of, you were part of their family.
And while you're waiting in line, you had promos. You had, like, all this interaction. I mean, you could run up and talk to meet the wrestlers, whatever you wanted to do. You know, I thought the Sting line was insane. I wouldn't be able to get my picture with Sting. Forget about it.
Yeah,
they stayed, you know. Bottom line, we met Kurt Angle, Sting, Christian, Sin-Shi, AJ, Joe, Sabin, I mean, Jerry Lynn. We got pictures with all these guys, too. You know, and then there, of course, we also met the other ones, too. There was Abyss, Robert Roode. They were all there for just to meet the fans.
It was amazing.
Talked to Mike Tenay, Don West.
Dixie Carter we got to meet.
I told Christian I was proud that I was glad to see that he's being used as the main eventer that he's always deserved to be. He said, thank you, man, I really appreciate that. And then he asked me if I was having a good time. He wanted to know if I was having a good time. You know, you really felt like they cared about you guys.
And they appreciate all of their fans, and you can see it. I mean, from the time you walked in there to the time you left, they made sure there was something going on. Music, promos, interviews, anything. I mean, there was always action. That's why it's called Total Nonstop Action.
The Dixie Carter was walking around talking to all the fans.
Jeremy Borash, JD.
Jeremy Borash, everybody. You could just go up and talk to anybody you wanted to. It was very fan-friendly.
It was amazing.
And after the event, after we got all our pictures and our autographs and everything, we ran into Hector Guerrero, and we talked to Hector Guerrero, and I told him that I loved Eddie and I miss him, and he told me that Eddie's in heaven, and that Eddie was having problems with management, and then it was his time to go, which means he was having problems with the WWE before he left. Also, he said the tribute show and the Hall of Fame show that he was there for, the WWE made sure that the fans had no access to the wrestlers ever. Okay? And he said that's not a way to run your business.
You've got to take care of the people that make your business run, period.
So you've got a guy who's saying that the WWE does not care about their fans. Okay? And yet you people are still trying to say that the WWE does care about their fans, or yet you're still trying to say that the WWE is better than TNA. How? In what ways? I mean, now that we've felt TNA, now that we know what it's like to be in the live crowd, now that we've met the wrestlers, I can't tell you how wrong you are. I can't tell you how stupid and insane you sound.
And I can't tell you how motivated we are now. Because after experiencing something like that, there is no way that you can tell us that the WWE is better.
It's not even close.
No.
I mean, it's a big, giant joke. And if you talk to any real wrestling fan, they will tell you the same thing.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, when we left the Fan Fest, we thought that was the most amazing experience we could ever have. I mean, to be able to meet all your favorite wrestlers, shake their hands, have their arms around you, man, get autographs. I mean,
you felt like you were in the business.
It was amazing.
It really
you know? And then you got to see them perform the next night.
And so you had a whole new appreciation for that. A whole new appreciation.
So let's talk about Lockdown, because I've heard some ludicrous things these people have said about Lockdown. Okay? There's two bad things about Lockdown. The blindfold match. We even chanted this is stupid. We thought it was dumb. It came off horrible. Okay? Then the Dudley's match. Okay? All it was sound. And then lights. And then the first time that Hernandez got suplexed on the cage, nothing happened. But yet it was supposed to be electrified.
I think it was Homicide. Homicide got his back on the cage.
One of them. And nothing happened. And then all of a sudden something happens when Devon gets like the border toss, and then it's like, oh, and then the crowd booed because then it was like, wow,
it was stupid.
This thing is rigged terribly.
And then Hernandez puts on the black gloves, has his feet all over the cage,
and it's still not electrocuted. I was like, ugh, that comes off bad. But he dove off the freaking cage through a table, which was an amazing spot to see live.
And those guys still busted their butt to make sure they,
Devon took a border toss against the cage. You know. I mean, so even though there were some bad parts about it, there were still some cool things that happened in that match.
And let's go over all of the good things.
The opening X Division match was phenomenal. I mean, people talk about the X Division, how great it is, man. You got to see it live.
Yeah.
When you see it live, it just takes your breath away.
The crowd was so into this match, too.
Huge. Yeah. I mean, huge. And you want to talk about nobody likes TNA? You are out of your mind. Yeah. There was a line wrapped around the whole building just for people to get in.
Yep.
Just for people to get in. And the sides where the cameras were facing, all the way around.
Full. There was not one empty seat.
Not one empty seat.
I don't know what the final number is going to be on that, but I would say it's close to 7,000.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. And for a TNA show, that's
biggest show they've ever had.
And the crowd was so fired up. Chris Sabin retains, but Jay Lethal is so over.
People say this Macho Man thing's stupid.
It's crazy.
And I even talked to Jay Lethal about it, and I said, man, were you just a huge fan growing up? He said he idolized the guy. Yep. So it's really fun for him to do it. And I mean, he's got Macho Man down to a T. That's why it works. It's not because
like
he's got
Macho,
a voice.
He moves like Macho.
It's not because he can do Macho's voice.
Yep.
He can do everything.
Yep.
Punch,
mannerisms,
everything. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing to watch, and the crowd loves it. Absolutely loves it.
He gets to act like his idol and get over at the same time, and be able to showcase his athletic ability. How can that? I mean, that's got to be a dream come true for him.
Absolutely.
Gail Kim and Jackie. That match was way more.
Starts out, Gail Kim takes a bump on the outside. I mean, Jackie takes a bump on the outside, and Gail Kim dives off the stage. I mean, off the cage. It was an amazing match for what it was. I mean, I didn't expect anything from that match. And, of course, TNA will give you more than what you expect.
And then Petey Williams, Robert Roode was solid.
It was solid.
Yep. And then Christopher Daniels and Jerry Lynn was awesome.
It was awesome.
Great. It came off great on the live crowd. And, I mean, overall, the pay-per-view was incredible.
But then, my friends, the main event. Wow. And the main event, I honestly thought it was just going to be a bunch of superstars to sell tickets. I had no idea how good that thing would be.
Yep.
Okay, what you saw in the main event. You saw AJ get knocked off the cage. He did, and to see that live, I swear the place went absolutely bananas.
I was jumping up and down, screaming my ass off.
We went crazy.
Awesome.
I mean, AJ flipped off the cage and landed on the wrestlers. It was just unbelievable. Okay,
yeah, I've never
Christian
seen
took a choke slam on thumbtacks.
Yeah.
Rhino gored Tomko through the cage, and then Joe dove outside of the cage to hit Tomko.
Yep.
Jeff Jarrett filled up his thumbtacks in a guitar.
Which we didn't even know.
A biz in the face.
Thumbtacks, yeah.
I mean,
oh my God.
I had no idea until I came home and I read it, and I was like, oh my God, that's what happened?
And then we actually were able to watch it. We were like, holy shit.
I couldn't believe it. And then, after the show, guess who's waiting to talk to us? Dixie Carter.
Yep.
She wants to know what we think.
Yep.
Okay? She wants to know how we were satisfied.
Yep.
You know, and Dixie remembered us from the Fan Fest.
She threw up the Longhorn sign.
She threw up the Longhorn sign because we're from Texas.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I've never felt so appreciated as a fan by TNA. You know, and TNA, like, I've been to so many WWE events, and I've never had the feeling of just, like, euphoria. I think the closest thing was when Hogan beat Triple H for the title. Because I was like, wow, you know, I never thought that happened. And then, wow, Hogan's, like, champ. It was huge, right? But, man, for AJ to get knocked off the cage, I thought that was going to be it. And then it just kept on going, man. And you're like, holy crap.
I know.
I mean, even Steiner did the Frankensteiner.
I know. I've seen it in 10 years.
It was just freaking crazy.
I was blown away.
It was just a phenomenal night. I'll never forget it. TNA, hands down, is better. We were right about it being better than WrestleMania. It's not even close. WrestleMania can't even amount to an ounce of what Lockdown delivered. Lockdown was one of the most amazing pay-per-views that I think I'll ever see live. I don't think anything can top it. And all you people that want to bash it because you heard Fire Russo chants, that's all you do. You look for the negative, and you have nothing.
Exploit it.
You have nothing, okay? So, what, 2 bad matches and 6 great ones? Oh, darn. That's nothing that the WWE could ever do. And what, you want to jump up and down because CM Punk turned heel? Well, that's cool, but who cares? It's going to be watered down.